Edward here from IRVA.com. I have a new video for you. This is a session that I had just recently done at a place called INACS here in Austin, Texas. INACS stands for the Institute for Neuroscience and Consciousness Studies. It's an organization here in Austin that explores a wide range of interesting topics, including ESP, lucid dreaming, out-of-body experience, UFOs, and remote viewing. I do host the Austin Remote Viewers Meetup group at the INACS Center twice a month, and they're just a great group of people. The president of INACS, a fellow named Bob Price, a friend of mine, he wanted to work at Target and incorporate the remote viewing session in with a project that they are working on remote dowsing that Bob and the rest of the guys will be presenting at the upcoming IRVA conference next month in Las Vegas. IRVA is the big remote viewing organization, and they have a yearly conference, and INACS will be presenting their study next month for it. And so in this session at the end, we incorporated the remote dowsing into the session that along the lines of the study that they're doing. Basically, they have a grid of about 64 boxes, I believe it is. There's a random number generator that moves an object to one of those boxes, and then the individual goes through a series of tests on trying to locate where the box is as it's randomly being moved. Very fascinating study. I'm lucky enough to have been able to participate in it, and we incorporated it into this session by taking the feedback photo and putting it into the box and having it move to a random location on there, and I attempted to douse where the location was. So that was in there, very fascinating. I got semi-close. I did okay, and not perfect or mind-bogglingly fascinating, but it was really interesting for me to do, and I got kind of close, so I was pretty happy about it. The target for the session was a location about 7 miles or so off the coast of Malibu, California. Just recently, someone had found through Google Earth this location off the coast that looks like some kind of an entranceway, some large cavernous kind of entranceway off the coast. And in the Google images, and I did go to the Google site and looked up the coordinates, and it is unusual looking. So anyway, that was the target for me to remote view that location and to see what I perceive. So what I was getting right away was that there was it was very solid and hard. There was a large entranceway with a long tunnel, and it opened up in the back, and there was this big pool in the back, and there were some biological life there. There was something coming down from the ceiling, and it was getting on to this biological life, and it was dissolving it and this kind of thing. It was a really interesting session, but it was the main thing was there was this entranceway and a long tunnel opened up in the back, and there was some kind of life back there that was dissolving and going through all this kind of process. This area is believed by some to be some kind of an underwater UFO base of some kind. Apparently there's been quite a few sightings of UFOs in that area over the past couple of decades. So there are some people who are thinking that maybe it's an underwater UFO base. I didn't really perceive anything like that in the session. It seemed a little more natural to me, very delicate, especially in this back area where this life was with the stuff coming down from the ceiling. It was very delicate and just very delicate. And I had this strong sense that this whole system back there area was very delicate and not something to accessed. So do I think it's a UFO base? According to what I had perceived, it seems like pretty natural to me. It's a long kind of a tunnel area and just some life in the back. I don't know what kind of life. Maybe it's algae or some kind of vegetation or something back there. I don't know. But I didn't really get any sense that there was any UFO things going on or anything like that. But it was a great session for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I haven't done any remote viewing in about a month and a half. So I was very excited about getting into it and very excited about working with Bob. And I really enjoyed the session. I thought it was really cool. And I hope you enjoy it, and many more to come. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Reference number 0528
0528
1411.
1411. A curving down and up, over, angle, sloping up, hard, smooth, some kind of some stage 2 stuff there. B structure. And I'll take it again.
Okay. 0528
0528
1411.
1411. A curving under, have a point, curving up and over and up. Hard, semi-hard, solid. B land and structure. I'll take it again.
Okay. 0528
0528
1411.
1411. A curving down, sloping up, curving over, angle, sloping up, hard and solid, again smooth, and B structure. Stage 2s, green, brown, black, silver, lumpy, bumpy, edged, an AOL break, on fire. As I go back here, round, flat, inside, open, narrow, down, inside, round, warm, angular, distance. AOL break this long hallway. Green, yellow, black. Moldy. Voices. An AOL here of classes. Dense, moving, outside. Again, green. Low. Angular. AI, a little claustrophobic. Claustrophobic. It's like space. Hard and dense. Me stage, well, I'm on a stage 4.5. That's even not on stage 4, but I feel like I'm moving through a small shaft. Hard, solid, closed. I'm in a tunnel. tight. Underneath. There goes the spelling. Solid, hard. Getting well, I'm going to call this an AOL, the signal like a birth canal. However that's spelled. Alright, let me go into stage 4, 5. Sensory dimensions, AI, EI, tangible, intangible, AOL, AOL of the signal. Round, flat, long, and tubular. Glassy, edged. In. It's like going into some place. Going through here. I feel like I'm going through here. But I don't like how that is though. Stage 4, and I have it. I'm moving through something. One side to the other. like it's like an AOL, the signal, like a pane of glass. Like a pane of glass. Translucent. Something to do by something on the other side of this. Of something on the other side of this.
You want me to give you something to explore, or just keep going?
Well, this is what I'm really interested in right now. This thing. And let me just hang out with that, because I'm trying to I need to understand what I mean by that. Sensory dimensions, AI, tangible, intangible, AOL of the signal, because it's like I can turn through it. It has to do with going through this thing. Or beyond it. Like a thin veil. Veil, however you spell. I can't spell, but I feel like I can move through it. Seeing an AOL of the signal here, like a movie screen. Or a hologram. Staticky. Do you want me to do a movement on something?
Yeah, you've mentioned several times moving through it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, as you move through it, where it leads you.
Okay. Describe the moving through it. Describe the moving through it. Move. It's like a tunnel. It's like a tunnel. It's kind of strange because it's like there's this thing in front. Like let's try yeah, an AOL of the signal here. It's like an eye. You know, like a lens here. Like a lens. And then this is the connector here. Sensory dimensions, AI, tangible, intangibles, AOLs of the signal. Okay, where does it go? Where does it go? long. Straight. Moving through. Let me AOL the signal this, because I'm getting kind of a visual in my mind now. Like at the end of this, I'm getting this visual in my mind like it opens up into a pool. And again, I'm getting this birth canal thing. Open. Long. Thin. All right, let me get this stage 4.5 out. I feel like I'm being squished. And pushed through a narrow tunnel for what seems like a long distance. Then it opens up. Bright. Dark in here. I'll move to the open area and describe. Move to the open area. Actually, I'll move to the open area and describe what's most interesting. What is most interesting? What's the most interesting thing here? Okay. Life forms. Biologicals. Many of them. Or I feel like I'm surrounded. Well, not surrounded, but like there's a group of them. Colors blue, bright, enclosed. That's really a dimension, but enclosed. Like sensory dimensions, AI, EI. Well, the signal, they are inside of something. Inside. Quiet. They are not communicating. Not communicating with me. Let's do a movement like this. If they would communicate, what are they doing there? They could communicate. What are they doing there? It's almost like they're trapped in there. But I want to be very, very careful about this judgment here. But they're inside. Wow, it's really kind of weird. It's weird, man. But it's inside here. Wow, I'm gonna AI this. It's really weird. It's like, it's hard to get out of here. Though I don't know if there's any reason to want to. You may not want to. It stops here. Anything you want me to explore on that?
Let's see. Mentioned it's hard to get out.
Yeah.
How would you get out if you had to?
That's a good question. Let's read dimensions, AI, tangible, AOL, the signal. How would you get out? 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 It's like a, let me just get this out. It's like a catcher. I'm getting this idea like you don't get out, but there's some other aspect to it. There's something that I'm not understanding. I feel like I'm looking at the surface. How would you get out? Let me try to word it this way. What happens to these things inside? That's a better question for me, because what happens to these things? What happens to these things in here? They're in there for a while. And then what? Then what? They're in there for a while, and then what happens? They're in there for a while, and then what happens? And I'm just like, I'm going to do a movement like this. Move to that which could tell me what happens. And describe. Move to that which can tell me what happens. I get this AI here, like I'm being too forceful or too invasive or forceful? What happens though? It's like a it's delicate. And I have to acknowledge the delicacy of it. Okay. Okay. So let me adjust to that because I want to know. And so what is the nature of what happens in here? Let me try that. What is the nature of what happens in here? That's neutral. But there's another way to ask to open it up, but I'm going to have to go through here first. What is the nature of what happens in here? It's like it's not something that is easily seen. There's a mixing. A blending. It's a very delicate process. Very delicate process. It's a very delicate process. And this goes to the invasive questioning doesn't, let me write this stage 4.5 this. The invasive questioning or exploring is threatening to the process, to the delicate process. It's a very delicate absorption. very delicate absorption. It's a very delicate absorption. Very delicate. Like a okay, I feel like it's in here, and it feels like something moves down from the top. Over everything. Something comes down. Then something it's like they're absorbed or digested. Like a fuel. Like they're there to get, they're there to go somewhere else. And they get digested. like they get digested. Weird. It's weird. Anything you want me to move on?
I think initially I was going to ask you to describe what's happening there, but I think you were just doing that.
Absorbed.
Say they're there to go somewhere else. Can you say anything about where they're going?
Well, let's stage 4, sensory dimensions, AI, EI, tangible, intangible, AOL, AOL of the signal. Let's try this. Go where they are going and describe and sketch. Go where they're going and describe. It's warm. It's warm. Kind of weird. All right, let's try to wrap my head around this. So it's like they're here, and the absorption happens, and then they're over here. Or looking out here. Okay, hang on a second. They go, and then they're looking out at something. An AOL that's sitting here, it's like I'm looking out the window of an airplane. I'm looking out a window like a round window. Like a fish-eyed lens. Getting a lot of reference to the eye. Like how the eye connects to the brain. The process, I'm getting this kind of connective idea of how light comes into the eye and it is processed in the brain. That's like the process is very similar to that. Comes into the brain, and then is absorbed by neural tissue, or something like, like that. Like the process is the same. Let me try to sketch this. Like that. It gets absorbed. It's kind of weird because I feel like I'm looking out of an eyeball. It's strange. Anything you want me to...
You've done quite a bit there.
I'm ready to do the dowsing, actually.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Okay.
Here is your pension.
All right. And there's my grid paper. Okay, so now with this, there is... The target here is, the feedback photo is on this grid somewhere. And me see if I can find it. I'm getting a feeling that it's here.
Okay.
And let me, we'll go ahead and end. What time again?
I have got 1:40.
Weird, man.
You want me to get the feedback on the on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Quite a session.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it was pretty interesting.
See your grid here. This is the way we normally hold it.
And
This is, yeah, that's normally.
there's the grid.
So.
And it's on what,
It's
55?
over 55, which is one end diagonally from the corner there.
Okay, and where did I end up?
And, well, again, it's going to depend. I think you were, if you hold it the way we normally orient it, it'd be 43, but it is. Okay, so there's your
Alright,
target.
there's the target.
What is it? 05281411.
Okay. Okay, massive submerged entrance found off California coast, May 22nd.
Yeah, I just got this in the email a couple days ago.
An entrance, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so this photo here is supposed to be, from Google Earth, and I did check it, and that structure, that egg-shaped structure, is there, and then the actual photo that I used for the target photo had the egg-shaped structure with columns and a large opening, and basically they're saying it's an entrance. They've seen lots of UFOs off of the coast there since way back, 50s and 60s, and they're saying this is an entrance to some kind of UFO base, that it's possibly inland U.S., and then it goes through a long channel to get to it. And as I said, I did not, the columns, when I looked on Google Earth, I could not see them, so I'm not clear if there's been any photoshopping of the photo or not.
Weird.
But there's some references there too. You can go and do some research on it. I felt like, you want me to just talk at all about the...
Sure.
It seemed to me you were on the target pretty good from the beginning, and you talked about moving into this rectangular opening, which reminded me a lot of the opening in the main photo here.
Yeah.
And then going through this tunnel, and these are out of order, but...
I think those are the two last pages there.
Okay. Yeah, you had land and structure. It didn't have water, but it's almost not even, the way the photo's done, you talked about a film of some kind over the opening, and I didn't know if that was referring to the water. A lot of your descriptors fit very well. Warm, angular, black, moldy would make sense. Tense, moving, claustrophobic. You talked a lot about moving through this channel. When you did the sketches here, you it's almost like a combination. You did this round structure, reminded me of the roof, and then the going in was like the entrance they show. It almost seemed like you were talking about the entrance.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were making reference to the columns here. And yeah, this is where you talked about the film over the entrance. And then this is also reminded me of the shape of the roof here, this oblong shape. Yeah, so the question is on the target, is there actually some kind of, is it just a natural structure, or is there actually a tunnel that goes through?
See, it was weird because like these biologicals here, they were kind of, just more like life form,
Yeah, not necessarily human.
Yeah, and I didn't want to draw them human-like, because what I was kind of perceiving was this kind of different, weird kind of shape to them, Interesting.